What's up, everybody? It's your boy Asher Lewis, and the point of this webinar is to simply show you guys how to accurately follow my signals as well as place trades and binary options. Now, like I already stated on the Facebook page and in the group chats, I honestly don't care what broker or exchange you use. It's just easier to show people what I use because, especially as far as the newbies goes, because they don't know any other brokers or exchanges. But you can use any platform that you want. I personally prefer to use Nadex and FX Glory, more so because of the latter feature. And I'll explain that as well in a couple of minutes. But yeah, and as far as Nadex goes, Nadex is an American regulated exchange, so I actually trust these people. But I feel like the expiries are crappy. So it's not my favorite thing, but at least if you kick ass on this, you'll get paid. FX Glory, on the other hand, is a foreign broker, and in binary options, there have been a lot of issues with foreign brokers in the past. Now, I'm personally taking this chance with FX Glory because I like the instant execution that I can get on them, as well as the ladder, which is similar to Nadex. And I'm gonna just see what I could do with them. If they don't pay out, then I'll simply, stick with Nadex. But right now, I'm just trying them out because I really enjoy the platform, and I've been using them for, I believe, like a month or something like that. So I think it's like a month. Well, really, I got serious about it like a month and a half ago. So this is what I prefer to use right now. Now, I did open a little demo account on Nadex about an hour ago, I believe. Exactly an hour ago. Just for like this video and stuff. And then also I'm on demo account for FX Glory right now. Now, I already stated the format as far as how I'm gonna call my signals out on in the group chat. So once again, it's asset direction. Just so you know, call means up, put means down, right? So call, buy, long, up, put, sell, short, down. That's the gist. All right. So asset, direction, expiry. As far as your expiry goes, your clock is going to be your best friend. So if I tell you, and as far as the format for expiry, like I told you, it's going to be semicolon with two numbers, or I may write out how long until the trade closes. So for example, if I say semicolon 45, then that means that this trade closes in 5 minutes, because that's when 45 is. If I say semicolon 00, that means trade closes at the top of the hour, which is in 20 minutes, because that'll be 00. If I say 15th, and for example, if the current time is 2 o'clock and I say 15, then your expiry is going to be damn it, I'll just say this. If this let's just pretend right now that this says 3 o'clock. If it's like 3:03 and I say expiry semicolon 15, that means it's gonna be 3:15, because that's the closest 15 that you have. If I say trade closes in an hour and 19 minutes, what's an hour and 19 minutes right now as far as the clock goes? It's 4 o'clock, right? Expiry 4 o'clock. If I say expiry closes in 49 minutes, what's 49 minutes from now? 3:30. 3:30. So if I write out an expiry, it's usually a longer term trade. If I do semicolon, then it's quick trades. Anything that's within the hour. 15 is the 15-minute mark. 30 is a 30-minute mark. 45 is a 45-minute mark. 00 is top of the hour. All right. And then as far as your investment goes, on FX Glory, or the assets differ. So like, for example, AD 78%. But EJ, or Euro JPY, is 80%. So whatever your investment is, $5, whatever, if you win your trade, you're gonna get your $5 back plus 80% on the trade. So 80% of $5 would be $4. You just made $9, $4 profit, right? At the same time, if you lose your trade, you just lose your initial investment. But anytime you win, you get 80% back. So if I was $50, right, then if I win, I get 80% of that back plus my initial investment. So 50 plus 80% back Could be $40 profit, $90. If I lose, I just lose $50. If I will take $500, place the trade, do 80%, right? If I lose my trade, I lose 500. But if I win, I get my 500 plus 80% back. It's $400. It doesn't matter how long the trade is. It doesn't matter how long the trade is. Whether it's short or long, it's all the same. You're gonna get paid the same no matter what. As long as you win, you're gonna lose the same as long as you lose the same whenever you lose. All right. Now, price. I always give you guys entry prices. So if I say call, that means you're gonna look for buys. You're gonna look to go up on your trades, right? If I give you price and say this is gonna close at 3 o'clock, so Euro JPY is gonna close at 3 o'clock, which is 17 minutes from now, or really 16 and a half minutes from now, and it's gonna close above 136.200, then that's the price you're gonna want. Right now it's at 215. If you take a buy right now, I have no idea if that's gonna close above 215, right? But according to my strategy, if I say 200, I have an idea if it's going to close at 200 or above. So you see how these numbers fluctuate? That means the market's moving. The best way to get that strike of 0.200 is to let the market drop down. And when it drops down, now you buy. If you buy right now, there's a good chance you might lose your trade. But if you buy or sell at the prices that I tell you guys, you're going to kick ass and win these trades and shit, right? Now, the reason why I like the ladder feature is, for example, let's say you want to take a trade, right? But it's not at 0.200. Well, the risk on instant execution, which is binary, taking trades at the current price, right? You can tell you'll get whatever this payout says, which is usually 80%, 78%. Unlike crypto coins would be like, or stocks would be like 63% or something like that. But let's say, for example, I want my trade, I want to get the price of 200, but I don't feel like waiting. Well, now I can go to the ladder option. I'm going to click Euro JPY for the ladder option, right? Hopefully this does not lag. If it does, I'm going to get irritated because it's been lagging like crazy lately. But anywho, you can kind of see it faded in the back. So Euro JPY, up or down, same expiry of 300, right? I have my investments right here. You could adjust it slightly with the minus and plus. I'll show you guys in a second. But this number is going to keep fluctuating until, until you can no longer, place your trades. So I know it's probably moving, but because my screen is lagging, all I see is the 136.218. All right, so here we go. It finally came up. So for example, 205, right? The market's coming down, so it's perfect. So ladder, what it is it has specific entries on where you can immediately enter as far as your trades goes, right? If it blurred out like this, you can't enter your trade. If it's not blurred out, you can enter your trades. Above still means up, below means down. So I say, and like I said, this ain't a strategy, it's just an example. But if I say this is going to close above 2.200, right? Then I either want the price of 200 or I want lower because I believe it's going to end above or close above 200. What's a lower price than 200? 0.172. So if I want to take this trade, the 200, because I have no other option, then I can just click 172 and then click get above, and then it's going to tell you my payout percentage of whatever I'm investing. So $10, 28% of $10, that's how much I'm going to get paid. 28% of $100, that's how much I'm going to get paid, right? Up here, that's how much I'm going to get paid. It's the same thing. Now, how this works is that risk right there, that looks, excuse my language, but that looks fucking insane, right? Why would you want to risk $500 for 130 profit, right? If you know it's going to win, it's not the worst thing in the world, but I'm not perfect. I don't know if everything's going to win. I just got a pretty good idea. So if you don't like those numbers and you want better risk, then how ladder works is as the price gets closer to the price that you want, your risk to reward is better. So right now it says 23%. If this price 204 starts dropping, gets closer to, see, 176, see how it shot up to 69%. Exactly what I mean. The closer the market price gets to these entry prices, the more money you can make. And other times, like this price, right? This is how much money you can make right here. 275%. So I'm risking 500 for 1,800. That's $1,300 profit. So I'm like $10 or some shit like that. $10. I risk 10 for 37, or 100 for 370. But the thing is, the only way I can win this trade is if the market shoots back up and closes above 220. I said the price is going to close at 200. You understand what I'm saying? So whenever I give you signal, you want to get the price I give you or better, right? If it's up, then you want a low price. Your better price will be lower than the entry that I give. If it's down, then you want a price higher than the price I give you. That'll be your better price. Understand? If you don't, ask questions, right? But this is similar to Nadex. This is how Nadex works. And Nadex is a more complicated program, but it's really not as bad as people think. And it also has Forex functions to it too. Now, whenever you place a trade, we'll just give an example trade and stuff like that, right? Whenever you place a trade above 172, payout, blah, blah, tells you exactly what you're doing. That's the price and stuff. Just click. This is a demo. I don't want to do that shit. Well, it's whatever. This is an example. That's right. You place your trade, it's approved. Scroll down, and you're gonna see trade right here. Now it's lagging. This thing should. There it goes. So green. This is the rate that you got. The entry price, the direction, start time. So right now it's 2:48. You scroll up. That's what That's when we enter the trade. So it tells you when the trade is gonna close. And then how much you invested, the payout percentage, how much it is. If you want, you can sell your trades early if you want, blah, blah, stuff like that. But obviously, we've invested 100. So if I sold right now, 85 is less than what I have. So why would I do that? But you can sell your trades early. The more that this trade is winning, like for example, if I was winning by like 60 or 80 points, if I wanted to sell this thing, I could, but that's stupid because that trade's probably going to win. So why would I do that at that point, right? But yeah, it tells you this. As soon as 3 o'clock hits, which is in 10 minutes, 10 minutes, this trade will disappear. You'll go to expired positions, and then it'll tell you and show you if you really want it or not. Example right here and stuff. So right here, you see close. So I got in 655, close 1,700, and then you win the trade and stuff. Blah blah blah. Right. So open positions means whatever trades you have currently open. Expired positions means whatever you have closed. So what was I gonna say? All right. So ladder. Oh yeah. All right. So the thing with this is on FX Glory, they used to have turbo trades. On normal binary, they always have the timer, so you usually can't take trades 5 minutes. Some assets are like 10 and 20 minutes. Most of the major assets you can no longer enter your trades 5 minutes before the expiry closes, right? But on ladder, you can enter trades all the way until the last minute before it closes. That's a cool thing. So ladder can basically be your turbo trades. If you mix ladder and instant execution together, you can get better rates as well. So for example, I only got 62% right here on this trade. But let's say I go to binary because I say the price is going to close above 200, right? And I could just go to enter my little thing right here, and let's say I did the same for 100 and stuff like that. I think that's what I did. If I did 100, right, now I get my 80% rather than my 62, and it's instant execution. So that's how that goes. You can mix and match the two, but that's personally what I like to do and stuff. And that's why I love this platform so much. Nadex is only ladder, literally, and I'll try my best to explain this briefly. But it's really not that complicated. It just looks complicated more so compared to this. This is just very simple to understand. But I showed you I showed you my format for taking my signals, right? As long as you click the correct asset, click the correct expiry, click the correct direction, and then whatever you want to invest, follow the signals, you'll be straight. Now, if for any reason you decide to click buttons and enter at prices that I didn't call, if you're losing any signals or any trades at prices that I didn't tell you, don't come complaining to me. Ask questions, man. I know some people are too afraid to ask questions. Trust me, I have time. If I don't get to you right away, I'll get to you when I can. but ask questions, because the last thing I want you to do is lose money. Well, Asher, why don't you want me to lose money? There's got to be a catch, bro. I'm giving you free fucking signals right now, bro. But I do want to have a excuse my language, but I do want to have create a profitable running business through signal service long term. And the only way I could even do that is if I legitimately help y'all make money. If y'all losing money by not paying attention, I mean, it is your fault. But if you're losing money and you don't even understand what you're doing, you're gonna tell other people not to come fuck with me. And it's like, then that messes with my reputation and my name, and I gotta defend myself because you weren't paying attention. And really, it's just gonna be detrimental, because you could have been making money if you really followed what I told you, and everybody be happy. And then later on, if when I want to start, making some profit off of this service and stuff like that, I can charge little things, little fees, where y'all keep most of the money that y'all make. But it's like y'all can pay me to continue with this services and stuff, and it could be a big deal in the future and everything. But the only way this could even work is if I help y'all legitimately succeed. It's like, honestly, if I was helping y'all make an extra $1,000 a month, and all I charged you was like $100 or $200, a month, right? Would you really complain? You just got $800, and all you had to do is click some buttons, and I'm telling you. So I would like to do that in the future, but I can't do that unless I legitimately help y'all make money. So that's my goal. That's why I'm giving free signals out in the first place. As you see, the trade's winning. It's winning by a good amount, 40 micros. So if I want, I can sell. But why would I do that? I could sell for a quick little 47. I could just let it expire and make the full 62. The more this trade is winning by, if it wins by a ton of micros, right? And I can sell it, and I'll even make more profit. If I do this right here, you see how it's 49 to change? So it's really just depends what you want to do. But if you let your trades expire, literally close out at the expiry time that you stated, you're gonna make more money. You'll make the full profit that you was aiming to make. So that's the gist of this platform. Like, once again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Now, right now, I'm not teaching my strategy. Obviously, I'm just calling signals. But if the service goes really well, which I believe it will, then in the future, I will make it to a point where people can purchase training and whatnot. It's gonna be a little pricey, but that's only if the service is really well. Because if it is, then then it's not even gonna matter about the price, because everybody's gonna be happy. The reason why I'm making it pricey though is because at the end of the day, if I teach you exactly what I'm doing as far as trading wise goes, then you will no longer need the service, and then my service will crumble, and I have goals that I want to accomplish with the service. So once my goals is accomplished, my goals can only get accomplished if you guys are happy. So your goals have to get accomplished, but my goals get accomplished. So basically, it's like a help me help you type of thing. But overall, long term, it's like I need you guys in order to get to the next level what I want to accomplish. At the same time, it's like you guys come to the service, needing me in order to make this money. So it's like we can all help each other out, and that's why I don't necessarily want to teach right now, because I feel like we need each other at the moment. And if I get you guys to the point where you no longer need me before I hit my goals, then it's just gonna make my life even harder. So, so once again, it is free signals for now. You ain't gotta pay nothing. But if this thing really goes well, I will be charging a little fee in the future. All right, I'm really transparent. I have nothing to hide, and I will be trading live. I'll probably even do a couple little live webinars with you guys if you do want to follow signals faster, because sometimes it's kind of hard to type. Well, first I post pictures and type entry prices and all that, and try to get you guys a good price in the market. So it can be a little difficult sometimes, but if you guys are ever available while I'm available, Zoom or a live a little like webcam webinar type thing where y'all can hop on and just take live trades with me. So I'm thinking about doing that. So if you guys have any recommendations for like a free platform where we could have a ton of people on it, then that'd be dope. But for now, I'll just be typing and doing what I've been doing in the telegrams until further notice. But that's the gist of this platform. Ladder, you don't have to wait. You don't have to necessarily wait for the prices that I call, you can pretty much just get in right away, but just know the risk reward is going to be a little weird. You'll get used to it after a while. And then binary, you can do instant execution on that stuff, right? So of course, this is going to show that I'm winning this trade. And it closes in 3 minutes. We'll come back to that in a second. But that's the gist of the FX Glory platform. If you guys have any questions as far as how to even make your own FX Glory account, just go to fxglory.com and then, sign up, and then they'll tell you exactly what documentation you need in order to make it happen. So yeah, so there's that. Now, going to Nadex briefly. Like I said, I also like Nadex, but Nadex is a straight ladder, and then they have spreads and stuff like that. But this is more so like ladder and everything. But this is a much more complicated platform. This is a platform that's gonna take you a little bit more time to learn, and at the same time, the amount of money that you got to even have, like starting off to even like take trades with this and stuff like that. I believe the deposit is I think the minimum deposit was like 100 to 200, maybe $250 or something. I don't remember. Someone could probably answer that in the group chat. But it's a little complicated for people to understand in the beginning. For example, every contract that you take, this contracts, it looks like it's not as simple to understand as this, but every contract that you do is where you're basically paying the difference. So, for example, if I believe that 0.21, which is really 210, if I believe that's gonna win, my max loss is $60 right here, and then my max profit will be 39. It's gonna keep fluctuating depending on how much the trade is winning or how much the trade is losing. If I do something like this, dang, I can't even show you because it's just closed out. So it'll be back in 30 seconds. And then you'll see we're gonna win this trade. So I get my $80 profit out that, and then a $62 profit out that. It's gonna update up here. And this isn't even like fancy or nothing. Like, I didn't use a strategy to do this. I just clicked the button. It's just giving you guys an example trade, but it's gonna update right here in the balance. Should disappear in a second. All right, so it's gonna close out and disappear. Should disappear any second now. Just waiting for it. There it goes. And then it's gonna pop up in expired positions. Blah blah blah. Right. And then I also made another video. I really don't like showing like losses and shit. It's just weird. Like, I have no problem showing shit, but this ain't even fair though. Cause honestly, I was making this video, but I'm already like on attempt number 9. Matter of fact, no, T10. It's called tutorial. So this is my 10th try making this video because it's just been lagging a whole bunch, and then I didn't like how I was speaking, and I wanted to be clear and stuff. But I actually took this little demo trade, like the random trade. I think it was like 2 or 3 attempts ago, and then the video froze. So I was like, all right, I start over and stuff. But yeah, so these 2 don't count. This win and this live, they don't count, right? It's just example trades, right? Everything else I actually tried, but yeah, and then update and stuff like this. So blah blah blah. So and then you'll see like the ladder trade one, obviously. Just gotta update. Where is it? Got 300. So right here. I'm at 3 o'clock. So right here, and that's the price we had, the 172, and it went by 52 micros, and that's that. So that's the ladder trade we won. So that's the gist of this platform, right? Now, Nadex, if you guys really want to learn, this is a pretty kick-ass platform as well. The difference between this is because in FX Glory is FX Glory, you have pretty much short-term expiries for ladder, and your limited assets as well. Now on Nadex, you can have long-term expiries, which is pretty kick-ass, and you're also limited, but the long-term expiries are dope. You have long-term expiries and 5-minute expiries. So there's ITMs, ATMs, and OTM type trades on Nadex, same as ladder on FX Glory, right? ITM is in the money trade. That's basically a trade that's already winning, kind of like how our price was already winning on FX Glory. So that's gonna be high risk, low reward, which basically means you're risking more money to make less money. ATM is instant execution. So that's basically kind of like the binary where you take the instant execution prices. So like this price right here, we would instantly, if we took this trade, that's the price we'd immediately get. Instant execution. So that's ATM. So it's basically like 50-50 around that range. You can set pending orders, but that's getting a little fancy with it. Then OTMs are basically trades that are losing horribly, right? But if for any chance that you win it, right, you have low risk but high reward. OTM looks like this. 230 is the price. Current market is at 197. Let's say I want to take this trade for a call. This trade is probably going to lose because it closes in a minute and a half. But if I take this, I'm only risking $11 for $88 profit. Same if I took 100 contracts. I'd risk $1,150 for $8,850. Doesn't matter. Everything's going to equal out. For every contract, though, it's going to equal out to 100. So if I take 10 contracts, and every last one of them, 10 times 10 is 1,000. Everything's going to equal out 100 per contract, right? 400, 100, you know what I mean? 800. Everything's going to equal out. But that means you have to have more money to even trade on this platform. So if you don't have a whole lot of money to trade, then a foreign broker platform will be better. But if you at least have, 200-300, you can take some small contracts. Just know this is ladder, so your risk is going to be crazy. But because my signals are pretty accurate, as long as you get the prices I tell you, you're going to be making consistent money. It's just for those times that I might lose, you're going to have high risk. So if you have high risk and you lose a trade, like for example, if you took like a 90-10, so you risk $90 for $10, and you lost that, you're going to feel shitty. So just know the risk of ladder compared to instant execution. Now that's just 5-minute expiries. And then the long-term binaries, I have hour trades once again. Pay attention to your clock. That's your best friend. I got hour trades, 2-hour trades, still same ladder, right? Now, for example, right here, let's say I say, just throwing random numbers out and stuff like that. Let's just say market, I believe, is going to close above 120. So 0.12 is the same as 120. It's going to close above it in the next 2 hours, right? It's currently winning by 58 micros. So this means I'll risk $73 for 26 profit. So if I only have $300 to trade, right, in my account balance, this is, fake money, right? 25,000. But let's just pretend I have $300. I could take 3 contracts. Or can I take 4? Yeah, I could take 4 contracts, right? I risk $294 out of my $300 for the potential profit of 106. And as long as that trade wins, I'm guaranteed $106. But if my trade loses, then I lose $294, right? So you understand the risk here? So any trade that's automatically winning or winning by a good amount, you're gonna risk way more money and stuff. Same thing with this 220. Let's just say this is gonna, this is gonna close underneath 220 in the next 2 hours. Same thing. 66.34. This platform might look a little complicated, a little what's the word? Dang, I can't think of the word. I think it starts with like A. I guess like intimidating. It may seem like a little intimidating, but it's really not that bad, especially if you're all right with trading ladder. But if you really want to learn this, just go on YouTube, how to trade the Nadex platform. Nadex is Nadex. So how to trade Nadex, and you can learn how to trade this. But this platform is straight ladder with some other mechanics that are really helpful if you know what you're doing. And you could also set pending orders too. So let's say, for example, a pending order can be anything like instant execution, whatever you want. So let's just say like I don't like that risk. So I'm like, well, let me set it to 50 instead. Right? So what it means is as these numbers continue to fluctuate, if the current market price, which is at 186, if it comes close to 220 or near or at 220, then my trade is going to trigger. And this is what my risk would be. I'll risk 50 for 50. or maybe I'll risk 40 for 60, 40 for 60. You know what I mean? It's whatever you want. So you can get a little creative with this thing. It's pretty kick-ass. But I'm not going to dig too deep in this because it'll take forever to really explain all the mechanics. So at the end of the day, um, and this is something that can help y'all. Don't really pay attention to this. I think this is my old little forever and profit setup, but I really don't use it. It's here because I'm superstitious with my charts. Like I believe, like I just like how my screen looks with every, with everything how it's like set up, like the way it's stretched. I honestly like how my screen looks. If I switch it to like naked, I don't know, it just looks a little wild to me and shit. But it's just all preference. But I'm superstitious. I'm accurate when I leave my charts the way that they look. So that's why I have it like this, which is strange because even when I be on a trading view, I have naked charts on that, but I'm used to it. But just on MetaTrader for this, um, you know, that's how I prefer to trade though. So don't pay attention to this. I trade candle patterns and I look in breakouts and stuff. Like I said, I'm not trading. If you want to try and figure that out, go ahead and go for it. So anywho, oh yeah, and the reason why I'm showing you this real quick, right? So once again, your clock is always going to be your best friend, right? For binary options, here's a little hint that you guys can use for yourself. What I do is whenever I'm calling out trades, I always trade whatever candle I'm looking at. So for example, if I'm on a 15-minute candle, and then that means if I see a setup on my 15-minute chart, then that's the trade. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm going to base my trade off of. So I trade same duration candles. Whenever my 15-minute candle closes, that's when my trade is going to close. So if I want to trade this candle right here, it closes in 5.5 minutes. So that's going to be my expiry. If I'm on a 30-minute candle and I want to take this shit, right? This closes in 20 minutes and a couple of seconds, right? So that would be my expiry, right? If I want to take this little hour candle, this closes in 50 minutes. So that would be my expiry, right? Every candle I'm looking at, that's what I'm trading. And this actually looks like it might be forming a candle pattern, but it hasn't followed my strat. So I'm not calling that signal. If I see something in a couple minutes, I might actually do it in the group chat. But anywho, though, whatever I'm looking at, I do 4-minute candles, right? Closes in a minute and a half, right? So that's what my expiry would be. Let's just see. It hasn't followed my strat, but anywho. So yeah, right? So try that out with your own little methods, right? Whatever chart you're looking at, just trade the same candle that you're looking at. Now, oh yeah, and also I like to keep it simple, right? So for example, let's just pretend this is a candle pattern, right? We don't know it yet, hasn't followed my strat, but if I'm on an hour chart and I believe this candle is gonna close red, right? Because it's gonna fill in my pattern, and that means that if it pulls all the way back to where it opened at, which is right here, right? Then I'm lining it up with the top of my candle, right? Red means down, green means up. So if it pulls all the way back to that, to where it opened at, then those are the prices that I'm giving y'all. 0.600. If you look to the right, those black numbers, 153.600, that's where the candle opened at. So that's where your strike would be. If I like to keep my trade simple. I like to determine what color the candle is gonna close. That's how I aim. And then as far as entry price goes, it's all about determining colors. If I believe this is gonna close red, then if the market goes up and it's currently green for the candle, then I'm gonna enter my trade because I believe it's gonna drop back down and close red. Understand what I'm saying? If not, ask questions. But oh yeah, and these candles will constantly move until until they close. But you don't really need to know all this because you're just following signals. As long as you follow directions, you'll be straight. So anywho, I think that's enough information for now. And I will post this video in the group chat. And like I said, if you have any questions, ask. Also, if any other suggestions, let me know what you guys are thinking. That way we can improve the chat. But the only way to effectively communicate, don't hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up in the Telegram chat. Because like I told you in the lobby, everybody could speak there. If you don't have Telegram, download it. But everybody could speak there. Speak freely, anything you want. I just want to help y'all make money so we can get this service going. And I really want to kick ass this month. So please pay attention. And yeah, and I'm about to end this video. And I'll see you in the group. So yeah, good luck, y'all.